painting to photography, from beadwork to woodworking, KQAL FM on the campus of Winona State University presents Art Beat. Art Beat highlights the work and accomplishments of local artists from in and around Winona. Support for Art Beat is made possible by the Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund.
Today on Art Beat, we speak with even more local artists that attended and displayed their art during the Handmade Neighborhood event hosted by the Winona County Historical Center. Handmade Neighborhood is an event in November put on to show off the hard work and talent of artists in the Winona County area. Local artists have the opportunity to display and sell authentic pieces of art in this weekend event. So if you are interested in getting your hands on one-of-a-kind pieces of art and delicacies, look no further than the Handmade Neighborhood Artisan Market in November. I'm Kenneth Godosteta, bringing you part 2 of the Handmade Neighborhood, today on Art Beat.
My name is Abby Hockey. You're listening to KQAL 89.5, and I'm here at the Winona County History Center for Handmade Neighborhood. And so first of all, would you mind telling me your name and what it is that you are selling here today?
My name is Heather Bach. My business is Lunamata, and I sell prints of my artwork. Some of them are portraits, some are mandalas. I also make jewelry using the prints of my mandala artwork. And then I have some hand-drawn copper jewelry that also features my mandala work.
Yeah. You were here last year. How would you say that anything has changed for you artwork-wise since, putting it out last year here?
Yeah, I think my artistic journey is really gravitating more towards painting abstract portraits now, and I'm moving more into teaching workshops about using the mandala drawing process as a meditation technique or a mindfulness approach. It's evolved in that sense.
Yeah. Tell me more about your prints. What, I guess, inspired you to start painting them?
Painting the portraits?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. During the pandemic, I had all kinds of inventory with my mandala work and suddenly no art fairs to sell it at. So it didn't make sense to just keep making more of the same things. And so it really actually freed me up to explore completely new things. It was like I had the freedom to be really bad at things all of a sudden. So I started exploring different online courses and trying all different kinds of painting techniques and fiber arts and just doing terribly at a lot of different things, but having fun doing it. And started taking these painting classes and discovered that I love painting abstract portraits. There's something about it that just makes me really happy. So, yeah.
Do you have people in mind when it comes to your abstract portraits, or do they kind of just come from your imagination?
Yeah, I use various different websites where photographers will submit their photographs specifically for artists to use or for anyone to use their copyright-free images. And so I'll scroll through there and find faces that speak to me and choose those as my subjects.
What does your process look like when it comes to creating the mandalas or creating the portraits?
Well, with the mandalas, it's very much based on how I started doing it, which was as a meditation technique. And so it's a lot of not thinking and not planning. And just staying in a state of flow with it. And it's about bringing my mind into a more calm state. In Zen Buddhism, they talk about the difference between big mind and monkey mind, and it's taking me from a monkey mind state into a big mind where it's more centered. And with the portraits, it's lots and lots of layers and lots of colors.
When somebody wears one of your mandalas, what do you hope they get from it? What do you hope that they feel when they wear it?
Yeah, I hope it makes them feel happy. It makes them feel good about how they're looking, and I get a lot of people coming back year after year saying, I wear the pendant I got here last year all the time, and I get so many compliments on it. And you can tell they just sort of light up. They like having something that's special, that's unique, that people notice and give them compliments on. And they like that it's handmade and made by somebody they've met rather than in a factory somewhere across the ocean.
I think that's very important. And then I guess when it comes to how does this handmade neighborhood, this art walk, compare to some of the other? First of all, have you done other handmade neighborhoods or things like that beyond just Winona?
Yep, I actually live in La Crosse, and so I do a lot of markets in La Crosse. I've done other markets in Winona. I've done some in Rochester and Trempealeau. So around the region, I've done them. You're asking how this one compares, or So one of the things that makes Handmade Neighborhood such a great market is, number one, there's so many people, and so it's fun both as a vendor and as a shopper. You're running into people that you've known but haven't seen for years, or it's a very social event. But as a vendor, it's really a lot of fun because people are here with the holiday season in mind. And my favorite part is all these stealth transactions where you have, a husband and wife come by, and the wife will be eyeing a specific pendant, and as she walks away, the husband will quick shove that pendant my direction and throw a credit card at me, and then scurry after his wife because he's pretending like nothing happened. And I'll process the transaction because I know exactly what's going on. I've been doing this for a number of years, and I just love being a part of those stealth transactions. And sometimes it's friends, sometimes it's mothers and daughters. It's just fun. I like that a lot.
What is your advice to up-and-coming artists who potentially want to, do something like create portraits or pendants or things like that?
First, I would say take a look at different art fairs. If you're looking at painting, go to artisan markets like this one for other types of things. Take a look at what other people are doing. Take a look at their price points. And then really think about, what do you enjoy doing? What really speaks to you? What can you do that's different, but is still going to fall within the price range, where it feels worth it to you to do it, but it falls within a price range that is proven within the marketplace to be working for people. And that's less applicable to fine art than it is with more of an artisan market like this one. But checking out that price, are you going to spend 70 hours and $100 to make this yourself and then not be able to recover that? Is it still going to be worth it to you? So kind of thinking about it in those terms.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you for speaking with me.
Thanks. I enjoyed the conversation.
First of all, can you tell me your name and what it is that you're selling here today?
My name is Marlene Carlin, and my husband Dave Carlin are here today, and we are selling our maple syrup and honey products.
So where does it come from? Do you have your own supply at your house or something like that?
Yes, we have 30 hives. We are located down by Lanesboro, Minnesota. So we have 30 hives that we get our honey from and our wax for our beeswax candles. And then we tap about 400 maple trees every spring near our land. And so we make maple syrup and then products from that maple syrup.
How long have you guys been doing this for?
Approximately 20 years. Yeah.
How many products would you say that you have created from?
From honey, We have 2 flavored honeys, and then just plain pure honey in a variety of sizes. And then we also cut and get some honeycomb straight from the hive that the bees have made. And we also make a creamed honey, which is just nice. It's technically a crystallized honey, but it's nice and smooth, so it doesn't want to drip down your arm when you're trying to eat. Yeah. And then I make a variety of different candles, probably about 6 or so, 6 to 8 different candles, from the beeswax. And then for our maple, we have our regular maple syrup, and then we have 3 infused flavored maple syrups, a cinnamon infused, a vanilla infused, and then a bourbon barrel aged. Yeah, and then we've recently, just this year, started our maple-covered nuts. So we take our maple syrup and cover a few different nuts, almonds, cashews, and pecans. And then we've just started making maple candy out of pure maple syrup, some nice hard candy, kind of like a Lifesaver kind of consistency. And so I'm almost out, but I am starting to make homemade maple marshmallows. Yeah.
Are those like full-size marshmallows, or are they like...
They're about the size of a regular size marshmallow, like you would put on a stick to roast,
Have you guys done the Handmade neighborhood before?
This is actually our first year, so it's very exciting. We've had a great turnout this year, and it's a lovely event,
So have you done anything in Winona before when it comes to selling your product?
We have not, actually. So we normally sell at the Lanesboro Farmers Market throughout the summer on Saturdays there. But otherwise, we haven't branched out a whole lot. So this is a new and fun event for us.
What would you say is your favorite part so far about selling stuff here?
I think just the people you meet, and the conversations that come from talking about, our products and being able to give them something they can use and enjoy.
Yeah. Would you say that you personally have a favorite product that you make in terms of like, I would eat this constantly if it was like, I'm not saying good for you, but like in terms of like...
Yes. So I would say probably the bourbon barrel aged maple syrup. So because it's just so versatile, because you can use it on your pancakes if you want. You can put it in some mixed drinks. You can use it as a glaze on meat or veggies. And so it's just very versatile. You can even just drizzle it on your ice cream if you want.
Yeah. They always say spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down. That's correct. So what kind of gave you the idea to start doing this?
It was actually my husband, Dave. So he started doing it kind of with his dad and some friends way back when he was a teenager. Of course, kind of had some things in life that happened, college and things that separated. But then got some land down by Lanesboro and kind of just started it up again. And so, it's been a fun hobby / part-time job.
Is it just you two who do this, or the rest of your family, or?
Mostly just the two of us. Dave's dad does help us through maple season to help us out while we're working. And we have a good friend that helps in the maple syrup process as well. But for the most part, the two of us do most everything.
Well, thank you very much. I hope that you have a great rest of your day and that you guys make a lot of sales. Yeah,
I appreciate it.
Would you tell me what your name is and what it is that you're selling here today?
My name is Sandy Peeler, and I sell handcrafted purses, bags, and headbands, mittens, winter accessories.
How long have you been doing this for?
About 10 years.
What kind of inspired you to start creating this?
We've basically been creating things for several years. We just started out with my daughters, and we just created a business out of it.
What would you say is your favorite thing to create?
Currently, it's handbags. It's just a challenge right now, something new to create. So, yeah, I just basically like fashion.
What is your process of creating a handbag, if you don't mind?
Well, currently I just use someone else's pattern. It's just starting to develop my own, and then you go out and find your materials and coordinate your hardware with your exterior, interior materials, and then you just basically sew it together.
Yeah. How long would you say that usually takes you to create one?
It could take 3 days if that's all you were working on is one, 2 to 3 days.
Nice. So you said that your daughter got you into it, or she works with you too?
Both my daughters used to, but they no longer do. So it's just basically me at this point.
Yeah. Why do you think it's so important for us to have to have events like the Handmade neighborhood, specifically at the Winona History Center?
It's just nice to support locally and to create things that are different, unique, that original. I don't know, I guess.
Yeah. What has been your biggest seller here today?
The handbags.
Handbags?
Yeah.
They're really cool. They're really well crafted too. So yeah. But yeah. Thank you so much for your time. And yeah.
Thank you.
First of all, do you mind telling me your name and what it is that you're selling here today?
Yeah, my name is Lisa Truex, and I'm selling pottery and ornaments and other kind of ceramic items.
So my first question for you is, how long have you been doing this for? How long have you been creating your ceramics?
Probably 25 years. I started doing it when I was in college, so it's been a long time. Yeah.
Would you say that there is a difference to your process since then in terms of creating the ceramics?
Yeah, I do obviously art fairs and sell a lot of things like that. But my main work is sculptural, so I don't have any of that here. But it's very different than what I did back then. Like a lot of people, when they first start in ceramics, I was very enamored with the pottery wheel at that time. And I still do use that, but I prefer hand building now, which I do a lot of, and also some slip casting. So those are things that I learned and started doing well after college.
Yeah. Would you say you have a favorite thing to create when it comes to ceramics?
Definitely my sculptural work. Again, I like making pots, and it's easier to sell that than it is sculptural work, but my sculptural stuff is more my favorite things to make.
Yeah. So explain a little bit more about your sculptures. What kind of sculptures would you create? Are they because when I think of sculptures, obviously I think of human models and that sort of a thing, but I'm guessing it might be something different.
Right. So I do wall-mounted ceramic sculptures that are sort of abstractly based in the environment with a lot of local materials melted into the surfaces for my sculptural stuff. Yeah.
That's interesting. Do you have specific things that inspire you when it comes to your more natural sort of sculpture pieces?
Just a lot of the natural colors, like water, also things like maps and detailed pictures from microscopes and stuff like that for my sculpture. The pottery and kind of trinkets are a lot easier to sell, so I do some art fairs that help support the sculptural work. Plus, sculpture's expensive, and it's nice to be able to sell to people at more affordable price points at a thing like the Handmade sale.
So you did the Handmade neighborhood last year too, correct?
I don't know exactly how many years I've been doing it, but it's been a number of years, maybe 10. I haven't kept track, but I've been doing it for a long time. Yeah.
Would you say you have any new pieces or new things that you've kind of created since then?
Nothing new this year, but I started ornaments for the first time last year, so I have a lot more of those this year, and a lot more of the trinket dishes this year than last year as well, because they seem pretty popular.
So when it comes to specifically doing it at a history center versus like an open market art fair. What do you think? Why do you think it is important to do something like that here?
I think that the History Center just has a good marketing list and has a good following, so people find out about it. So getting people here, plus it's inside and it's cold outside, so I think that helps too. But it's been going on a long time, so people know about it, and that brings people into the sale. And the whole art walk all over town this weekend, yeah.
Where are you based out of, by the way?
My address is Winona, but I live in Pickwick, so I'm about 15 minutes outside of town, yeah.
That's good. You don't have to commute that far. Yeah. But yeah, I see you have a lot of animals and things like that too. I don't know. I love cows and farm animals and all that stuff. At some point in time in my life, I want to have either a gigantic potbelly pig that's like the size of the table, or like a cow or something like that. Just because, not necessarily as like a pet, but like just because, I don't know, they're awesome. When it comes to creating something, would you say it's harder to create something smaller or harder to create something that's bigger?
At a really large size, ceramics can become problematic because clay likes to crack and warp when it gets really big. But other than that, it's pretty much all the same. It's just really big stuff like huge pots or large sculptures are more problematic and trickier to make just because of the firing and warping and all of that can happen. Yeah.
Yeah, and then do you have a studio you do this at, or do you do this at your home?
My studio is at my home. We own an old church in Parsonage, so my studio is in the basement of the church, and we live in the parsonage, so I do have my own studio and kilns and all of that.
Sweet. Well, thank you very much. It was very awesome to talk to you, and I will continue to shop, and yes. It's so hard doing this also at Christmas time because you're like, I have a reason to buy so many things, but only a limited amount of money to buy so many things. But yeah, thank you so much.
Thanks for coming by.
Thanks.
Thanks again to Heather, Marlene, Sandy, and Lisa for joining us today on Artbeat. For more information on these artists, check them out on social media and in their stores. For more conversations on art, tune into Artbeat Tuesdays at 12:30 p.m. right here on 89.5 KQAL. Find podcasts of Artbeat and other KQAL shows at KQAL.org or the KQAL app. Artbeat is made possible by a grant from the Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund.
Artbeat is written and produced by KQAL-FM on the campus of Winona State University. Visit us on the web at KQAL.org.